From the gentle warmth of your mother's body, you enter the world and are immediately thrust into the rich, humid air of the Amazon. There is only mayhem, no festivity, no kind greeting. Your mother looks away, unconcerned, as soon as you get there. She doesn't stop to appreciate her children. She handles your delivery as detachedly as she would a bowel movement. No hugs. No farewells. She is no longer there. Dozens of you and your siblings spread in all directions. No time for bonding. The forest doesn't wait around here. The fact that you are new here doesn't matter to the predators. To be honest, the forest doesn't either. You are only a few feet long, soft-bodied, at risk, and oddly, kind of cute, at least to an eagle or a jaguar's eyes. You're a snack around here, not just a newborn. However, you are not powerless. Not totally. You answer the call of the water. You disappear beneath the surface of the muddy river as you slip into it. Your shield is the river. The murky brown really complements you. Only two eyes peeking out of the water. Quiet. Concealed. Alive. You're hungry now. Even though you're still young, your senses are keen enough to pick up on a little fish's flutter. You remain motionless, allowing the water to carry you along like a piece of floating trash. You draw nearer. Nearer. Then, snap. You secure your first kill as your jaws clamp down. Although it's a small lunch, it's essential. The first of many. A writhing, wordless trophy. Well done. You've made it through the first hour. Cunning and camouflage. You learn to value your greatest gift, your skin, as the days go by. A patchwork of brown, black, and green. Nature's ideal disguise for invisibility. Your presence is almost imperceptible, whether you're crawling through the underbrush or lurking in murky waters. You are a scaled shadow. Your initial effective weapon is that concealment. It's not your forte. Not your bite. But your disappearance. You keep it basic for the time being. In the shallows, you remain. Nostrils and eyes slightly above the surface. Never stops observing. Never stops waiting. A rodent comes toward the riverbed one afternoon. Inconsiderate. Wondering. And near. You hold off. Throughout your muscles, tension wraps. Then, whoa. You hit. Quick. Accurate. It's over in a matter of seconds when you wrap yourself around it. It's dinner time. The phase of growth. You've reached the stage of juveniles. You've grown. Quicker. More powerful. Your appetite has changed as a result. Frogs and little fish are no longer sufficient. You require more. Large meals. Maybe capybaras. The world's largest rodents. Why not? But let's avoid arrogance. Jaguars are still around. Caimans. Other, bigger anacondas yet. You're still not at the top. A single error could be your final one. Speaking of which, a caiman is relaxing on the bank of the river up ahead. It is youthful. Not much larger than you. However, it remains a danger. You consider your alternatives. Dangerous? Of course. Alluring? Even more so. Your muscles ripple under the water as you creep stealthily toward it. You coil. You make a lunge. You hit. And, achievement. Apex kill for the first time. An important step in your ascent through the food chain. However, this isn't always the case. There are hunts that end in shame. It was similar to the time you attempted to take a capybara off of it, and it pulled you halfway across the river before escaping. An embarrassing tug of battle. Hey, nobody was looking. The crucial element? You gain knowledge. You adjust. You develop. There's a new predator. The jungle now feels more like your territory and less like a death trap. Its rhythms are familiar to you. It has a scent. Its indications. You've mastered the art of waiting and patience. For hours at a time. For days at a time. But stay vigilant. Always prepared. Suddenly, a family of capybaras comes into view. As a silent shadow, you go under the water. The surface is only broken by your gaze. You are carried ahead gently by the current. You hold off. Tight muscles. Then, hold on. There is a problem. Suddenly, a huge creature breaks through the foliage. It desires the same food. You become motionless. Too dangerous. It's time to go. You disappear silently under the ocean. Taking up the role of the hunter others are afraid. You are almost 20 feet long by the time you are an adult. A coil of live muscle. Quiet. Unrelenting. Unstoppable. Now, when your fragrance is present, other animals stop. You no longer merely get by here. You rule. Deer. Pigs in the wild. Caimans. They're not forbidden anymore. Now, you are what people are afraid of. Top of the chain is the hunter. The desire to assert territorial claims also accompanies power. You creep deep into the bush, leaving behind your normal haunts. You must have your own location, away from rivals, in a riverbed teeming with prey. You traverse streams. Make your way through thickets. Avoid slipping on fallen logs. You eventually locate it, a secret waterway amid the dense forest. Keep quiet. Distant. Yours. You leave your aroma on it. At home. The continuation dance. The air soon changes. Pheromones move around. Mating season is upon us. You glide through the marsh, following the scent trail, until you come across her. One more giant. A woman. Powerful. Lovely. Risky. Courtship is gradual and methodical. Scale and muscle in a spiraling dance. You entwine for hours. An ancient rite as old as the woods. Finally, it's finished. You split up. The female returns to a remote area of the jungle some months later. Dozens of live young, tiny anacondas are born to her, each one prepared to confront the harsh world you formerly inhabited. She won't stay, though, just like your mother. No nurturing is present. No oversight. They will disperse and either live or die on their own. There are no assurances in the wild. Times wait. Years go by. Your body gets thicker, heavier, and bigger. You continue to hunt. You still prevail. However, things feel different. You have slower reactions. Your muscles are more rigid. You're lying under the water in your normal position one muggy morning. A capybara comes over. It's been a while since you went after one. It brings back fond memories. Known. You hit. Achievement. A clean kill. But it doesn't feel quite as good when you swallow your prize. You've done this hundreds of times. The excitement has subsided. The hunger is not so much desperate as regular. You no longer need to hunt in order to survive. Since hunting is all you have ever known, you are engaged in it. You later see a deer grazing close by. You coil. Ready. However, it dodges as you lunge. You pursue. You're too slow, though. You feel it for the first time in years as the deer makes its way into the forest. The pain. The burden of time. Your body no longer reacts as it once did. Your lungs are burning. You retreat back into the water. It's not a loss. Not quite yet. But it will happen. Ultimately, that's how the majority of people like you behave. Not in combat. Not in splendor. Slowly, though. Silently. As the jungle takes back what it provided. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who appreciates the wild environment if you like this crazy adventure. More stories are coming. Remain alert.